In order to identify what trade it was that caused this issue with your bank, you need documentation, right? You need to check the PDF. Okay, does the name match the ID? Does the ID match the payment reference? Does the payment reference match what the bank is telling me? Okay, so you use all of these processes to identify what blocked your account. Hi guys, welcome to Quick Trader. I'm David. I'm sitting here with Luca to my left, as well as Rashid to my right. Today we are going to chat about unblocking your bank account. If your account got frozen or it's blocked, we're going to chat about the steps you need to take to unblock your account. And before we get to that in depth, Rashid is just going to explain and summarize what those steps are.
So there are a few steps to get your account unblocked. We're going to look at identification, documentation, verification, and escalation, the 4 shins.
So yeah, definitely the first step, I think when your account, the bank calls you and says, hey, your account's been put on hold for a specific amount. The first step is to find out what happened. So what transaction that was. Right?
Sure thing.
Yeah, so what should you be looking out for? If you're trying to find out, what should you be asking the bank, let's say?
First of all, what I do is, speak for my instance, I say, listen, there's been a freeze on my account. I would like to know for what transaction and what date it was made.
For what and for why?
So I can figure out which transaction froze my account. So I can track back to the date when it was made, and I can go and get the specific documents for that trade.
So you can identify that exact trade.
Exactly, because now say now it happened 2 months ago. Now you must filter through all of that stuff to try and find it when the bank can just give you the date of when the transaction was made, the payment amount, and then you can find it like that.
100%, yeah. And another thing is that traders in peer-to-peer, we often trade like the same amount. So just because I traded 500 Rand doesn't mean I did a 500 Rand trade, doesn't mean I won't do 4 500 Rand trades in one day. So it's not good enough to try to identify the problem by asking the bank what was the amount, like, because then they'll say, oh, it was 500 Rand.
Oh, yes.
And then they give you the date, oh, it was on the 14th of Feb. But then you had 5 transactions of the same amount. So you need to know the payment reference, any information you can to identify exactly
the time of when the payment was made.
What time was the payment received, and things like that will also help you to identify like what the trade was or what the payment was that caused that block on your account. Yeah. Another thing that I think is important is any fraud case has got a serial number, right? So a lot of banks, when you're contacting the forensics team or fraud department, they want you in your what do you call that? The email subject, header subject. They want you to put your serial number or your document number. Every bank will have a different format to what that number looks like. But when you are trying to continue in like investigations on your own to identify the trade that caused the block, when talking to the bank, give them the fraud number because it's just going to make them able to locate what's the transaction and what's happening right now on your account to make the process faster.
Sure, instead of them having to now see your name and then find the case under the case number, and then that's a whole process in itself.
Yep. And it's airtime. Airtime is a big expense.
Yeah.
So
I've been already over 200 Rand on phone calls. So.
Easily. I've been on the phone with Time Bank for over an hour. I've had 100 Rand airtime. I've had to load airtime while I'm on the call with them. It's like, it costs money, and imagine I have to call multiple times for the same issue. You're looking at like 500 Rand just on airtime.
I literally sat at the petrol station and called because it was at the end of my work shift. I was like, okay, I need to call them now. I called them. I promise you, I waited so long. Traffic had already died.
And you're still on the phone.
I was still on the phone.
And then they drop the phone sometimes.
It's the most frustrating thing.
Do you bank with Time Bank?
Yes.
Bro.
That's frustrating,
Yeah. Okay, so those are how to identify. Then I think an important thing that kind of goes with identifying, because in order to identify what trade it was that caused this issue with your bank, you need documentation, right? You need to check the PDF. Okay, does the name match the ID? Does the ID match the payment reference? Does the payment reference match what the bank is telling me? Okay, so you use all of these processes to identify what blocked your account. So what would we need in terms of documentation, to unfreeze our bank account? Because that's the next step. So it must identify and then documentation, providing the correct documentation.
Now, is this under assuming now the account's already been blocked?
Yeah, it's been frozen now. So you can't there is a scenario, I think that I'm thinking of the same thing, where you can like do a reversal or something.
Yeah, but now we're talking about it's already.
But no, your account is frozen, it's blocked.
Okay, cool. So then you'd need the full, KYC for the trade. So you'd need now the proof of payment, a PDF file of the proof of payment from the sender.
What's KYC?
KYC is know your client.
Okay.
Or customer, however you want to say, know your client. Yeah. So it's just basically you have all the correct documentation from the person who's sending the funds, saying that this is the sender.
Yeah.
So you'll need their ID, their payment, the bank where the payment's being made from needs to match the ID of the sender as well, the bank account, sorry. Another thing you're going to need to do as well is you're going to need to go to SAPS and you're going to need to open up make an affidavit. That's what I'm looking for. Now stating, okay,
you're a trader and
what's it called? I owned this much Bitcoin or USDT and I sold it in exchange for rands for this amount. Basically state the full trade that you were doing on that affidavit, get that stamped from the police station, then that you're going to have to provide to your bank with the ID and the PDF proof of payment and the trade history. So they can see that you actually did the trade.
Yeah. So you're saying in terms of documentation, we need an affidavit, PDF proof of payment, photo ID, and then trade history. Trade history.
So like chat logs.
Chat logs will work, I think, so showing that you've conversed with this person, and on the platform, the person needs to send their KYC documents, right? So if they send their PDF and ID, when you go to the bank and prove your case to the bank and you've got the chat logs, in your trade chat log, it will show that this person sent the ID, right? So you can prove to the bank that, no, I sold the product to this person. They are just trying to scam me, possibly. They're trying to get the Bitcoin and get their money back, right? Which is common, happens to me almost every week. So people try their luck, but that's why you have to put these things in order. Is it just those 4 documents? Affidavit, PDF proof of payment, ID, and trading history.
Yes.
Yeah. Another one besides your trading history, because that's like one document, a trade receipt will also help. So a trade receipt shows that you sold to this person. And other than a trade receipt, you can also use a proof of purchase of the original asset, right?
That's what I was going to say. So when you now send money to an exchange, and like an EFT, in order to purchase crypto, make sure you keep that evidence so you can send that to the bank saying, I purchased whatever coin it is prior to doing the trade. I held that asset and then I traded it.
Exactly. So like hypothetically, if Rashid and I had to do a trade, Rashid wants to buy Bitcoin from me, okay? So Rashid pays me 10,000 Rand for my Bitcoin. I give I give Rashid his crypto. I've got my trade receipt, but I also need the receipt of the crypto that I just sold to him. So if there's an issue, I need to prove to the bank I own these coins prior to selling them. Rashid didn't use my account for money muling. Rashid paid me for my crypto, but the crypto was already in my wallet before he paid me. That's what's important to show. And that's why you need the original proof of purchase of the asset, of the digital asset, which is cryptocurrency in this case.
So we did identification, verification, documentation.
Yeah, but except the identification and verification were like the same, because you were verifying the person with KYC. But anyway, continue.
And then we just have escalation.
Escalation, yeah.
So this is if the bank hasn't unfrozen your account yet.
Yeah, this is if you've provided all the proof we just spoke about. So PDF proof of payment, ID, a sworn affidavit, as well as your trading history, right? And trade receipt. If you've provided all of this to the bank, but they're still being difficult, they're still freezing, keeping your account frozen, and they're still like keeping your funds.
Yeah.
This is now.
Yeah, so you can request an internal final response letter from your bank?
Yes, so I know that that's like when you contact the complaints department multiple times and they don't do anything. You can then ask the bank for their final response that needs to be signed off on their judgment on your account. The reason you ask for this is that you can hold them accountable to these actions when you take them to court, if you do want to take them to court. Yeah. And then what was the other one?
We can.
Did you say another one? No, you didn't say
I
another
didn't.
one.
We can contact the ombudsman of the banking services.
Yeah, the OBS.
Yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
if that internal process fails, then you can always take it up with them.
The website, basically.
With
Okay.
the final response letter, always.
Yes, with the final response letter. Okay. Is that the only 2 steps?
There's
Are those the
another
only 2
one,
steps?
legal counsel. So that's you can go to a lawyer that
Uh-huh.
specializes in the banking sector,
Yeah.
and then you can speak to them about it to take it further to the High Court.
Okay. Yeah.
That's mainly when it comes to larger sums, I think. That's when
Yes, so it will come to like larger sums of money. So let's say hypothetically, Luca and I were doing a trade. Luca wants like 300,000 rands of Bitcoin, right? But he doesn't want to do it through a local exchange, a centralized exchange. So he does it with me, right? They put those funds on hold, but I've already serviced Luca because I had the 300,000 in capital before he paid me. I could facilitate the trade. I do the trade, I get my profit, but I leave the funds Luca paid me in my bank account. If funds like that get put on hold, even after you've given all the proof for that, you can just go straight to the High Court with your lawyer who is versed in finance and preferably cryptocurrency and crypto transactions as well. Because the South African law deems cryptocurrency to be a digital asset. So if you sold something that belonged to you, the person, if there was a scam involved, but you sold your asset, there needs to be a proper investigation of that. And if the banks aren't helping you and the police aren't helping you, you can go straight to the High Court and petition to get your account unfrozen.
Hope you guys found that entertaining and educational today. Just remember, if you want to see our socials, they're all down below. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe. We'll catch you in the next one.
Cheers guys. Bye.